first guest tonight is a very talented actor who, like a lot of vampires, turned into a bat. He plays the world's greatest detective in the highly anticipated new movie, The Batman. It opens exclusively in theaters and IMAX March 4th. Please say hello to Robert Pattinson. It's going well. Now, I'm just right off the bat, I have a question about what you're wearing. Did you think to yourself, I'm Batman now. I can't wear, like, some, like, turquoise thing or whatever. I have to dress in black.
I was trying to be serious.
Right.
Trying to be slightly corporate. I don't want to say any naughty stories.
I saw the movie last night. I'm going to begin by saying you are an excellent Batman. I know you were worried about what kind of a Batman you might be. You are a really good Batman.
Thank you.
And you know what? I was thinking about this, too. There's nothing worse than being a bad Batman. I mean, if you're a bad Batman, there's no bigger disaster than that, is there?
I know, that's what everyone keeps telling me. They're like, you know, if it all fails, you've still been part of something really special. I'm like, well, I don't want to be, like, the worst one. That's what I get remembered for.
What maniac said that to you? That seems like the worst thing you could say to anybody.
A lot of different people, especially like the week before the release. Yeah, I'll bear that in mind.
Have you seen the movie in its entirety?
I saw it 3 days ago, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Were you nervous going in?
I was absolutely terrified. I haven't been this scared to release a movie in such a long time. I haven't even released a movie in a really long time.
At what point during the film did you breathe a sigh of relief? Was it right away? Did it take you to the end? How did that go?
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen the first 90 minutes by myself in an IMAX before, and I knew that the first 90 minutes was great, but I've kind of gotten into this habit where I kind of realized I need to be in the perfect balance of serotonin to watch my own stuff. And so I need to work out for 2 hours beforehand. I need to have an enormous amount of sugar and caffeine. And so, like, whatever I'm watching, I'm like, yes.
Really?
So with this,
and so you did do that.
I did do that, and I watched it with Matt Reeves, the incredible director, and his family. And
was he looking at you the whole time during the movie to see how you reacted?
I'm not really sure. I watched it with my girlfriend as well, and she was like, it was really her reaction that kind of changed the entire thing, because I'm pretty sure she's not normally into watching kind of superhero movies.
These kind of movies, yeah.
And just seeing, but she was capturing her attention the entire time, and then, like, she just held my hand and just touched it right there, and I could feel a little tear. And I was like, really? No way.
And then was she... And then after the movie, was she just all over you, super sexed up from Batman?
I mean, yeah.
How did it come to be that you played Batman? Was this your idea? Was this something you were reached out about, or did they reach out to you?
It's strange. I just had this strange feeling about. No one really knew what the status of it was in 2018, and I met Dylan Clark, the producer, about some other stuff, and I saw on his IMDb that there was just kind of rumored Batman involvement. Mm-hmm. And it was the last thing I said in the meeting. I'm like, what's going on with the Batman? And he was just a little flicker of recognition, and I kind of thought, there's an opening there. And so I kind of kept pushing and pushing, and then eventually met Matt Reeves and loved him. He had a really interesting take on the character. And then it's another 8 months, and then shot another movie, and blah, 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 blah. And then 3 years later, it's finally coming out.
I'd heard that when you read for the movie, you were wearing a batsuit, like one of the real ones from, like, Val Kilmer, or...
you try on every single one.
You did?
See which one. And every single one still has the actor's kind of sweat inside.
Where are these batsuits?
There's a little cage somewhere in Warner Brothers' costume department.
And you walked in and they're all there?
It comes out with its own little guard, and they're both wearing little Batman outfits as well. They're wearing Robin outfits. But they really don't care. They don't care which product they worked on. It's the same people in the costume department who worked on every single one of the Batman movies. So they don't really care like who the director is or anything. They like do not mess these suits up.
So you put on this Batman, do you call it a costume or what's the proper bat suit, I guess?
I put on I tried on all of them, and it's kind of because it's really made it's the size of your head that's the defining factor, and I think the body fit more on Val Kilmer's one, and the head fit on Clooney's one. So
Okay.
they kind of Frankensteined it, but either one didn't really fit, and you've got like 3 costume kind of workers trying to squeeze your legs into this 30-year-old foam costume, which is just disintegrating as you're getting into it.
This seems like such a bad idea, you know?
And then you're boiling hot. I mean, this is before I'd even got the part. This is the screen test. And so you're just kind of, you're absolutely terrified.
And the nipples are on this suit that you had, I guess.
Nipples.
If it was
Many
Clooney or...
nipples.
Yeah,
Nipples.
you got nipples.
Very prominent.
And then you look at yourself in the mirror and go, yeah, that's him.
You have to be lubed up and squeezed into it. You're like...
What was your Batman growing up?
I grew up watching Adam West, really.
Adam West, yeah. Was his suit in there?
I don't think it was.
You'd notice it if it was, because it's like pajamas. It's like a gray thing.
And then Tim Burton's one. I mean, that was the one which...
And Michael Keaton as well, yeah.
That was the one that kind of really captured me.
Did you consult with any of the previous Batman beforehand? Because this is a very... Man, it's a big deal.
It is. I mean, I was a bit scared to kind of ask them anything. I bumped into Christian Bale next to him at a urinal, and that was I guess it kind of inspired him to say, you're the first thing you need to do in the batsuit is figure out a way to pee. And so when I went to the costume department, I was like, first things first. I need a patch. I need a flap on the back. Easy access.
Oh, you did it in the back. Interesting.
It's a Velcro.
Mm-hmm.
Velcro. Yeah,
that's very.
Pee sitting down.
Yeah, that gives us a little insight into you that we'd not expected. You know what would be fun? I think I have a couple of these guys' phone numbers. You should start calling the other Batman and go, I'm Batman, and hang up the phone. Like, we could call Ben Affleck and tell him.
Batman.
Yeah, I'm Batman, and then hang it up. And then you're like, yeah. All right, so when we come back, we're going to look at, we have a worldwide exclusive, a clip from the movie that has never been seen before. Robert Pattinson is with us, the Batman. We'll be right back.
What's going on? Who's the mustache with the broken nose? It's Kinsey, narcotics. He's one of the guys I got into it with at the Iceberg Lounge. What are you saying, Kinsey moonlights for the Penguin? All right, moonlights as a cop.
Bruce Wayne, how long did it take you to figure out the voice, the Batman voice?
I mean, I actually found out a funny thing about it because I wanted to do a radically different thing to all the other Batman.
You did?
And I'd started in a kind of... I just thought, because everyone does this kind of gruff, gravelly thing. I'm like, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go really whispery. And I tried to do it for the first, 2 weeks, and it just looked absolutely atrocious. And they told me to stop doing it. But then I found out from Nick, who was putting me in the suit every day, that's what Christian Bale did on Batman Begins as well. And if you listen to the first Batman Begins teaser trailer, you can hear the original voice. I only found this out a couple of weeks ago. And it's kind of interesting.
It'd be fun if Batman had like a Texas accent or something like that.
It's funny. There's something that you can feel when it feels right. You can't like. There's something you put the suit on and you have to speak in a certain way. It doesn't allow you to do anything else.
Yeah, right. It's like if you could. It's almost in a way like if you were a wrestler or something. You can't underplay it. No. Something in a way by Nirvana is in the movie, and Dave Grohl is here tonight. Yeah. He played the drums on it. That was a great choice.
Yeah, it's so cool.
In that spot, it really, really works. You know, it's funny when a song just nails that moment. I wonder, well, maybe you weren't even involved in this part. Did you guys go through a bunch of songs to figure that out?
I think that song was, I mean, one of the first things that Matt said to me, he's like, he's sort of inspired by Kurt Cobain. I'm like, really? That's kind of the opposite of what I imagine Bruce Wayne to be. And it's funny, we had these kind of, the first costume meetings, I wanted to go like really, really, really Kurt Cobain and kind of wanted to wear like a dressing gown and kind of fluffy like Bugs Bunny slippers for the kind of really kind of grungy and yeah, that we tried.
Yeah, you can't have a flannel Batman. You can't have one of those hats. So you had a lot of bad ideas to start with.
Tons, yeah.
And then
ton of them.
Matt managed to whittle through those and figure it out.
There was one thing I sent Matt on the, because I was talking to Zoë Kravitz, who plays Catwoman in it.
Yeah, she's great in it too. Yeah,
she's great.
Yeah,
and she was saying she's like to see the way she's moving and stuff. She's looking at these videos, like big cat videos, and kind of how like kind of big cats fight and stuff. So I looked up how a bat fights, and there was this one video on Planet Earth of the technique of a vampire bat with a chicken in a cage. And how it fights the chicken was it flaps around the cage for like an hour, just flap banging on the cage until the chicken's been scared for so long the chicken falls asleep. And then the bat sneaks into the cage and bites it on its anus. And I sent that to Matt Reeves, and he's like, I've got an idea.
It's a different movie, but I think you should make that at some point. Where do you live now? And you know the reason I'm asking? Do you know the reason I'm asking?
Yeah. I always seem to be quite confused about it.
No, you're not confused. You lie about it each time.
I know. I keep getting accused. It's funny because I get this kind of... a panic makes me kind of say... I don't know what I'm saying on talk shows at all. I don't know what's coming out of my mouth. I mean, literally just talked about the... eating bat's butthole or whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, it was a chicken's butthole. You wouldn't eat a bat's butthole. That's ridiculous. I don't think bats even have them.
Yeah, the archway, and literally, your producer.
You told me you lived under like a bridge or something once, and you told me you were living hotel to hotel. And are you in a home now? Or are you in a cave?
I have been. Well, yeah, I've been in London for a long time because after we shot the movie in London for 2 years. It's the longest I've been in London for years and years and years, which has been absolutely lovely.
And this is true? You're telling me the truth?
Yeah. I can't think quick enough.
What's going on with you guys, you English guys? Because we have a lot of now Spider-Man's English, Batman's English, Superman's English. I feel like we have a problem.
Yeah, I actually worked with Tom Holland when I did this movie called The Lost City of Z years ago, and he was, I think he hadn't even been cast as Spider-Man, and he was wearing a Spider-Man outfit when I was shooting that movie.
Why?
And I was like, he really manifested that part. Like, I mean, he was wearing a Spider-Man. I swear to God, like, we were in Colombia, and I'm 99% certain he wasn't cast yet.
Hold on. When you say he was wearing, it might have been weirder if he had been cast and he was wearing a Spider-Man outfit, but was he wearing the costume or was he wearing a shirt with Spider-Man on it?
No, it's like, it looked like a proper costume. and we were like in the middle of nowhere in Colombia, and like with no one around. There's no one witnessed this except for me.
You know what? You know what the message there is? Dreams do come true. They really do. Well, congratulations on The Batman. It is opening in theaters and IMAX March 4th. Robert Pattinson, everybody. We'll be back with Foo Fighters. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I hope you enjoyed that video. Hit subscribe and all your dreams will come true, assuming your dreams are to watch more YouTube videos.